people glazing this movie? Is this movie being too overglazed? Like, are even we? Are we overglazing it?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think it's worth the.
This movie is really one of them ones. It's not even a question. Not only was it one of the most visually stunning and well-written films of the year, but it was a straight-up vibe. Like, this movie had me moving differently. I'm not gonna lie. It had me walking out the theater like...
That was legitness. Yeah, it was.
Had me driving through the city like this. Had me striking up beef with any mosquito just to kill it and tell it.
You sound like an animal.
Had people asking me what the move is tonight, and I be telling them plans within plans.
What?
Really, the character development was on 100 because he really went from I don't want to lead
Let me fight beside you. That's all I'm asking.
to leading the fuck out of niggas.
All of my friends dead, leave them in the cold, put them in the tundra. I been raped, child, second I see her, I make a
Look at this walk. Like, bro, who are you feeling like right now? Him? This nigga is fully self-realized. This nigga moving biblical. And honestly, I can talk about 100 different reasons on why this movie is a masterpiece, but I'm really about to just talk about how Paul got his followers up and became an influencer. In the beginning, he was a nobody. Like, he was the chosen one, but not many believed it.
You are not him. No. You are not him.
No, I'm not him. I'm just him.
No, you're an idiot.
He had some motion from the last movie when he had to off James for being a hater. Stilgar rock with him, a few of his people rock with him. Chani was feeling him, but her friends were like, nah, his eyes ain't blue enough. His ratio was 9 followers, 300 following. And you would think he was humble, but in the beginning you hear him plotting, talking about some,
I must sway the non-believer. My ratio is this weak. I have to get my clout up. It's the only way to disrupt spice production and get to the Emperor. Your father wasn't a clout chaser. Well, I am.
He then gets a vision from the spice in the food and has a moment of clarity. He gets a glimpse of his destiny and what lies ahead. And this is the point where he starts knowing his worth. So later that night, he unfollowed everybody except Chani, Stilgar, and his mother Jessica. He's now on a mission. He's learning the ropes of the desert and catches a liking to Zendaya, of course. He was at about 40 to 50 level self-realization here, where he knew who he was but was still kind of unsure of himself. So unsure of himself that this man started channeling Tom Holland to bag Zendaya with the nerdy comeback.
Talking about, and it's interesting because in the film books I've studied, the anthropologists say in order to
Shut
properly
the
channel
fuck up! Shut the fuck up!
Like, Timothy, you do not talk like that. You are not Spidey, my boy, and she's not Mary Jane. This is your movie, bro. Whole frame. Be yourself.
Just be like you,
Anyway,
man.
that Holland move might have actually worked, because they fall in love and his eyes start turning blue, so the Fremen start fucking with him even more. Him and Chani were running co-op missions. He was earning his badges. He went from, what are y'all laughing at, to the life of the party. He had the hose on him, but his main chick stayed at his side like a hip replacement. Stilgar's like, little bro, how many names you got? I don't know, 6? You got 7 now. Also, his mom over here scheming in the corner. The plan is working. She tweaking off the water at this point though, so we gon' spin back to her later. Paul was really liking this Fremen lifestyle. He was getting used to the harsh weather conditions and being thirsty all the time.
I need water. Help!
He was making friends, clapping cheeks, falling in love with Chani, and they might have been in a very life-threatening situation, but at least they were happy, right? Then there was the prophecy, the Ben Gesserit, these old heads and their washed up ways. It was written that he would be the one to lead the Fremen to a better world with green pastures, but he was like, nah,
That's some bullshit.
you're giving them false hope. I'm no fraud. I'm trying to keep my whole thing genuine. I'm sorry, ma. I'm not really rocking with the prophecy. Oh, well, you will. Look, I'm about to go train and fight these Harkonnens. What you really need to do is get you a cup and pull up. Chill and change your life. So we jump ahead to the big event where he attempts to ride a sandworm. And I want you to look at Paul's expression. Stilgar was like, don't show off. Paul was like, okay, nothing fancy. He's trying not to laugh because he knows he's full of doozy. Because right after this, Paul does the exact opposite and summons big fucking worm from out of the sand, completely disobeying man's orders.
Oh my god, he on X Games.
This is when Stilgar checked his follower count and saw it drop the number. He comes out the dust like, they all cheer him, he's gaining mad followers. Chani tripping like, I'm about to lose my man to these groupies. It was a good day. A little later, Drax comes through tweaking. My man is fiending for that spice, going through withdrawals or some shit. They pull up on Arrakis like, what beef at? And Atreides pulls up on them and has men copping the plea. Backpedaling off his aura.
Damn, bro, I'm fucking fried.
This man Paul is OP right now. He's not a local anymore. His name holds weight. At this point, he really needs a op. And even though at the end of this movie, this man Paul is a full-blown antagonist, we need an actual antagonist. So that brings me to the one and only Faye Rotha.
I love your confidence.
But we gonna call him Rummy My Faye for short. This man is a psycho.
Team of cool in head, but he cool.
His vibe is sadistically horny. If he's not something, he's cutting something.
Would
Maybe
you like some
both.
fresh meats, my darlings? Lungs.
And you think I'm lying, but this nigga literally wakes up with a group of hoes and has a blade for breakfast, and he gonna test that blade by stabbing not one, but two of his mistresses just to see that it ain't sharp enough. So,
I ain't eating, my nigga.
and today's his birthday. And his uncle is throwing him a party, a banger if you will. And you know what Run Me My Faye got for his birthday? He got 3 bodies to catch. You ask me on my birthday what I'm doing, I'm probably gonna say Chuck E. Cheese or some shit, but Run Me My Faye wanted conflict. He lives for conflict. He's more than happy to engage in first-degree murder for his birthday. That's just how they do it at the Harkonnens. And they got these weird customs where the prisoners he's fighting are supposed to be drugged and inhibited, but one of them was sober here, an Atreides member. Plans within plans. Run Me My Faye looks at his uncle like,
Hey, Unc, you on that bullshit again, huh? You won't keep trying to kill me. You rapey, I should come up there and slit your face, you Humpty Dumpty looking
takes his shield off and punishes this nigga fair and square. Hell of a scene, hell of an entrance. They had to give him that grand opening to let us know he's like that though. So this fine ass Bene Gesserit is watching him like, she moving like Drea how to lock down her star athlete. She later goes on to recruit him, putting him through the same test Paul passed with flying colors in the first movie. And his results came back and he got a D for this nigga is crazy. But she knows that he can be controlled because he's sexually vulnerable. Like, no kidding. Sexually vulnerable. Look at how you came at him. Look at how you're sitting. Like, I'm telling you, most of the hetero population is folding under this type of pressure. She says,
Humiliation is also a weakness that we can exploit, so we pretty much have him by the nuts. Oh, and speaking about nuts, I let him hit without a rubber, and I'm not gonna hold you, Reverend Mother. I threw that shit back on him, so I'm certain I'm holding the best of his seed right now.
This is good, this is good.
Yeah, bloodline about to be booming.
so Paul's been doing this thing with the Fremen, but is starting to realize the time is coming where he's gonna have to tee up on these hoes. He can't live the double life anymore. He's not Tom Holland in No Way Home. He can't try and have the best of both worlds. It's time to be on his purpose. That means he had to put his eater aside and lock in. No more fun and games. He went to the prophet and said, she was like, you sure? He was like, he drank that shit and he digested that shit, no flinching, which is crazy because Mama Jessica took it and it had her looking like she was about to astral project out her body. And she was pregnant with Paul's sister Aaliyah and she got to tweaking off the water too, had her in the womb like baby boy. So he went through it and went through some withdrawals, came back and he was fully activated. I'm talking God mode. Had to hit the slow turnaround to the camera to let us know he just leveled up. I'm on new now. I'm not the same nigga I was 60 seconds ago. After this, it's like he became an enemy to a dull moment. My man was sharp. Every room he stepped in, the energy shifted. So he's like, yeah, I'm seeing clearly now, and gets to the mission. So first he's about to win over the people on the and I'm telling you, this is one of the hardest pull-ups I've ever seen, not exaggerating.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
I've seen some hard pull-ups, but this was immaculate. I know Villanueva was in that editing room telling them, put your fucking foot in it when they were cooking this scene up.
Nigga, when my name come up, respect. You understand me? When y'all saying my name, put some respect on it. I ain't gonna say it no more.
He comes in, bro's like, you wanna speak? Kill Stilgar and take his place. Paul's like, are you fucking dumb? I agree, man. These Fremen trends are getting out of hand. Because sacrificing your OG just so you can speak is extremely narcissistic behavior. Stilgar is like, it's the only way. Paul hits him with the stiff neck, full body turnaround. I point the way! Says the shit in English to let us know he means that shit. His mom's like, slow down, and Paul does the exact opposite. I have have recently come to the conclusion that I'm quite literally the hardest nigga to exist. There's nobody in this room that can beat me in a one-on-one.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
I must be a Zendaya movie hater, cause I'm not seeing no challengers, boy. Y'all think y'all got hands? Call me the handler, boy. Y'all not on my level. Boy, y'all not on my level. Been around, nigga. Around the block and around the clock. The past, present, future, it's all me, son. Y'all ever heard of One Direction? That's me. I'm the One Direction. Me, Timothy, Paul, Muad'Dib, Atreides. I'm really like that, nigga. Light years, nigga. No meat meal, I'll show you dreams and nightmares, nigga.
All first verse.
And this is how you penetrate your audience. Look at this pose. He's mind fucking everybody, no puffy. He gets to showing off his foresight and starts telling niggas their dreams and nightmares. And I know about how after everybody is asleep, you type up at Lady Jessica on Reddit to see if she has any leaked OnlyFans videos.
My mother isn't on OnlyFans, you dirty scum. Listen, guy.
What do you see for us? I know the outcome. And the outcome is income. I am Paul Muad'Dib Atreides. So now Paul is fully verified and broke 1 million followers. And you see this shit? No NPCs, no bot accounts, all real followers, all real Fremen. His ratio was looking nice. At 1 million followers, 3 following with the blue check, he's not answering DMs anymore. And the only 3 people in his following now were his mother, Zendaya, and Gurney. So Gurney pulled up halfway through the movie and Paul was like,
Hey, say, twin!
so he catches him up to date with the prophecy and how he's like a god to the people. And Gurney's like, oh yeah, that's what's up, bro. He was that one friend that's gonna rock with you regardless of what choices you make. It would also kill for you. Real day one shit. So he was like, yeah, that Messiah shit's cool and all, but also, bro, I got these big ass rockets stashed in the mountains with your name on it, and I'm telling you, yo, these shit's really gonna shake the game up. No Kendrick. Just say the word and I'll nuke these Harkonnens. Paul's like, oh, say less. So fast forward, and here we are. Paul's looking at him like, I'm saying the word. Let's nuke these niggas.
Hey, yo, my outlaw niggas. Twist these niggas.
And when the missile touched down, make sure you flick me up in front of the explosion. I need a new AVI. Make that shit look like an album cover. He stands on the cliff and says, and they're like, yeah! And he launches the nukes and blows some niggas into a new dimension. Power moves. All that damage and all he had to do was say the word. That's influence. This kicks the battle off, and this man Paul was so ahead of the game, he already seen this fight in the vision during the first movie, so we let Chani do the heavy work while he focused on the main objective, which was attending this fucked up family reunion. See, the Water of Life gave Paul knowledge of his bloodline, so we found out that the Baron, the man that he's been beefing with this whole movie, is actually his grandfather. The funny thing is, this doesn't really mean shit to Paul. He's like, damn, I guess I got a dead grandfather then. He could care less who it was. He's coming for smoke. So Paul comes in and offs all the soldiers on contact and wades into their territory like this is the Wire and he's Omar. And as he's walking, he must have got a whiff of another real nigga presence, cause he stops and looks at Fade in the eyes, acknowledging his presence out of everybody in the room. Then continues to the main checkpoint. He walks up to the Baron, aka Grandpa, and puts a knife in his neck like he was plugging in his iPhone. Easy work. He then delivers one of the hardest lines in the movie.
It's just big me, nigga. Boom!
But for real, he says, you die like an animal.
Boys, nigga!
Disrespectful, bro. Like, damn, I know that's your op, but that's also family. I would have dapped him up first and then stabbed him. But Paul is big time now, and his time is money, so we gotta wrap this shit up. He looks at Rulon and follows her instantly for business purposes. He's gonna do her like Drake did Ice Spice later. He looks at Christopher Walken, gather all your weak ass soldiers and bring them to my quarters. They arrive and get word from the head house that the head houses weren't fucking with Paul Atreides and said, quote unquote, a string bean should never be given that much authority. They were hating to the T, plotting on his downfall, and for some reason that reminded him of Drake. To bust a nut. He's like, he's bluffing. Then the Reverend Mother opens her mouth and Paul hits her with the silence.
And I don't take no orders from no woman, by the way. By the way, I don't take no orders from no women.
Like, what's the saying? Kill him with silence? That's how you do it. Christopher Walken is straight up helpless, but he's trying to muster all the power left to his name to talk to Timothy. Dynamic was unstoppable force meets extremely movable object. He the type to go out like Manboy in Snowfall.
Push you up. Why some trick?
Still talking with a bullet in his head type timing. Paul looks at a Rulon and says, I'll take your daughter.
Emotional damage.
He really moving tact. Second ago, he told Chani, I will always love you till my dying breath or something. Just to turn around, and I mean literally turn around and marry another woman because it was good business. Christopher Walken does some Christopher Walken shit and tells Paul to his face, I killed your father because he was a weak man. Well, you about to be a dead man, so run it. Fade in the back like, run it? Yes, let's run it.
I need a blade, except mine.
It's great to finally meet you, cousin. Cousin! Well, I guess I got a dead cousin then.
Yeah, I'm on your body. Come get this
Shit, I
fade.
didn't know I was fighting the moon today.
Fuck out of here. Yeah, I'm gonna slice you up and feed you to my hoes.
What hoes? And you ugly and you broke, monkey.
Hey, what you just called me?
Where are your eyebrows?
Ask your mama.
Come here. No. What's good?
I'll show you what's good. Natalia died looking ass bitch. I'm on you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Connect
yeah.
then.
Oh, yeah.
Connect, nigga.
Me.
Connect.
Me.
Wi-Fi down, broke ass.
Connection. Put your ass on the bus.
Shut up.
Gonna school you, bitch.
You ain't schooling shit, have you?
Bitch. Yeah, you see the future. You ain't see that coming. Get the end credits ready.
No.
Him as in a fraud? Hell yeah. This is my movie now.
Oh, for real? Alright, watch this. Yeah, only the league can
Get
beat
your
you.
ass down.
I'm not gonna lie, this shit was some good exercise. Like, it's good to get out, get the pen working.
Round 2.
They start again and Paul is on offense trying to end this quickly, but look at how Fade is moving. He's not letting up. It's just access denied, access denied. Tries to swipe his stomach, no connection. He parries both of Paul's hands, then Paul's bold ass goes to stab him in the face. Fade reverses that and impregnates him with his own blade. Had everybody like, he then gives Paul a second to breathe it off because they're cousins, you know? Paul takes a look at Chani like any protagonist looks at their girl for motivation. Fade comes to finish the job and tries to stab him in the mouthpiece, but Paul catches it. He must be trying to show off because he's only using one hand to hold off the blade. As Fade gets closer to making this nigga extinct, Paul has one final trick. He lets Fade stab him again just to stab him back in a way more lethal spot. Shit was so subtle, no one understood what happened until bro dropped, and then it was, this guy.
He's him. He's actually him.
He did it again. That's big influenza. Back on the track. This nigga does not quit. This nigga cannot fail. Well, he probably will fail next movie. Yeah, they all like, yes. And then it's just tense. It's just straight tension. Chani follows Paul and goes into the desert, and they all prepare for the war. Pretty much to die. They all prepare for death. But we'll see in the next movie.